How's it going, YouTube? Today we are going to be talking about my get home bag, what I keep in it, and what you should think about when you're prepping yours. If you've ever been stuck on the side of the road because something broke on your car that you knew about for 6 months and didn't bother to fix it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. How's it going, YouTube? My name is Mason Holton, and today we're going to be continuing talking about a concept that I brought up in my last video, which is a get home bag. Now, a get home bag is a bag that you're going to be using to get from wherever your car breaks down back to your primary residence where the rest of your preps are. This bag is very similar to the ones that James Reese uses in the terminal list when his car is disabled and he has to run away from the cops. The same ideas apply. You want to be able to survive for a few days while you're traveling on foot to get back home. There are a lot of considerations that go into making one of these bags. The main considerations, however, are you want to keep your family safe, hydrated, mobile, sheltered, and fed to get people from A to B in a safe manner. Now, we have to think about everything that our family needs over a few days of traveling, especially if you have young kids or older people that will be traveling with you. You want to take those needs into consideration when you're building out your bag. And you'll see that in my bag. I'm a family with my wife and 2 small children. I have taken specific considerations for those kids. You need to think about your situation and what will apply to you. Don't just build the bag that I built. Go out and build a bag that you need for a few days of traveling on the road. So this is the kind of bag that I've chosen. This is a Mystery Ranch bag that I've had for probably 5 or 6 years now. I've traveled all over the world with it, gone in all sorts of different environments, and I love this bag. It's very comfortable to hike in. It's very comfortable to just move around in. It's not too large, so I can't fill it full of stuff. And it's nice and compact that it keeps everything squished in, especially when it's in the back seat of my truck. So this is the bag that I've chosen. You can use whatever bag you have. It doesn't necessarily need to be a tactical bag. As a matter of fact, it probably shouldn't be a tactical bag. Any kind of laptop case or anything like that you can fit all your stuff in is probably better, so that you don't make yourself a target when you're moving around inside of a city or a small town. Now, one thing I will say, if you do decide to go with that option, is make sure the bag you choose has at least a chest strap and preferably a waist strap. If you're walking long distances, having a chest strap and waist strap kind of helps distribute the weight and will make your whole walk just a little bit more comfortable, and that's really what we're looking for. So first, let's start off by talking about food and water, and that's because water is going to be the most important thing you have. You can go 30 days without food, you can go 3 days without water, but I promise you, after a day and a half without water, your family's not going to be moving. So to start us off, I have 4 liters of water in my pack, 2 Nalgene's and 2 canteens that have gas mask attachments. That's just so that if I'm wearing a gas mask for an extended period of time, I can have water without taking that mask off. Not a requirement, just something that I have. It's up to you. And then I have several ways to purify water. The first way I'm going to purify water is by using a hand pump. I've used this hand pump at Darcy. I've used it all over the world. I love this hand pump. It works great for me. Find something that works for you. You can even find there's purifiers that squeeze. You put water in the bottom of the cup and then press down on it. I'll put a name right here. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, but I'll put the name up here along with a link that you can go buy that. And I've heard great things about those. So that's an option for filtering your water. For actually purifying, I like to carry tablets. These are tablets. It's 1 per liter. That just makes it nice and simple for my setup. And I have 20 tablets, so it would give me 20 liters. After that, I would have to go to boiling water in my jet boil. That is not preferred because it'll burn a bunch of fuel just to purify water. I'd rather not do that. So that is my water setup for this pack. For food, I'm carrying 6 Mountain Houses and a jet boil. Now, food, personally, I'm carrying a lot of food because I have a bigger family. And to keep my family moving and happy, I'm going to need to feed them for 2 days. Now, 6, you don't have to go with Mountain Houses. You don't even have to go with survival foods. You could put granola bars if you want to cut down on the size, and that doesn't require any kind of cooking or heating. But personally, if I've been walking after a long day and I'm exhausted and I have 2 hungry kids and a wife, I want to be able to feed them something that will fill their stomachs before we go to sleep. So that is what I use for food and water. Let's go ahead and jump into our next thing, which is going to be shelter and warmth. So the next thing I want to talk about is shelter and warmth for your family while you're on the road. We'll just work our way across the table, starting with 2 Bic lighters. I have 2 because if one fails, I always have a backup. Other than that, I have fire start, little easy fire starters. I have 2 of those if I need them. However, you don't really want to be starting a fire. A fire can draw attention to you if you're in a bad situation. So try to stay away from starting a fire, but sometimes you just have to get a fire going. You have to get people warm. It is what it is. Next, I have a emergency blanket. I'm only going to be using this for real emergencies. If I need to get somebody warmed up quick, I'll put them in that. After that, I have 4 contractor black trash bags. These things have 101 uses. Put these in your bag. These things are great for just about anything. If you need them, they're there for you. So next, I have a 7x9 ultralight backpacking tarp that I keep. I can make an A-frame, make a shelter, just wrap this around kids if I have to, keep them dry and warm. And then I also have some paracord to go with that. And then finally, my favorite, I have a whoopee.
God, it's beautiful.
I carry this whoopee, and this may seem like a creature of comfort to a lot of people, but when you think about having 2 little kids on the road who are tired and just want to get snuggled up and get warm, having a whoopee to get kids warm will help them sleep at night and keep you moving. So that's what I have for fire and shelter. All right, so next on the list is medical. I have a bigger bag with more medical in it. However, if that bag was to get left in the car, I wouldn't want to be left without any medical stuff. So I have what I would consider pretty much a basic IFAK's worth of medical with some little bit of extras. To start us off with the little stuff, I have Band-Aids, Neosporin, alcohol pads, and duct tape. That will just be for little cuts, little scrapes, wherever. Keeping little cuts clean, especially if you're in a very dirty environment for a few days, is important so that you don't go get some kind of horrible infection while you're out. Next, I have foot powder. Now that might seem like a weird thing to you, but if you haven't hiked for days and days, let me tell you, you're gonna want foot powder. You're gonna wanna take care of your feet the whole time you're hiking. That includes changing your socks and keeping your feet dry, just so that you don't start getting big blisters on the bottom of your feet or any other terrible things. From there, I have a small bottle of medicine. This medicine is mostly some light antibiotics and anti-diarrhea pills, specifically loperamide. Make sure you have some basic medicine on you so that you can take care of little items, especially anti-diarrhea pills. Nothing will dehydrate a person faster than drinking bad water and having diarrhea. So make sure you have that at least on hand to use.
Okay.
Next will be a nasopharyngeal. This is just to help with an airway. If you've never used one, never put one in, you should probably take a class, especially with everything from here on out. Chest seals. This is to seal up anything in the chest area if you have a puncture or a wound there. I carry a couple of tourniquets with me. I have more tourniquets around. Combat gauze. That's just for any major bleeding, along with a bandage wrap. And then finally, the big item that I would say you should need, especially in this pack, are SAM splints. I have 2 in this pack, and that is simply because the biggest way to stop being mobile, especially with your family, is to break a leg or an arm or something like that. Having a SAM splint on you relieves the need for you to go make your own and get creative. You just throw this on whatever broken body part you have, and then you can keep moving. Other than that, little medical items, whatever you need for your situation. Again, take care of your feet. Make sure you have items to care for your feet over the few days that you'll be walking. So next we'll talk about clothes and equipment that I have in here, and I've kept this very simple so that I'm not carrying a ton of equipment with me if we're moving around, but it's enough to keep me going for at least a few days. So to start us off for clothes, I'm carrying some nice waterproof gloves, and these are great because even if you're not in a situation where you need to bug out or something, but you just need a pair of gloves, you've got them in your car. Next, I have a shemagh. This is great for drying and cleaning off kids if you need it. Then I have 4 pairs of wool socks. Now, why do I have so many pairs of socks? Well, obviously,
Sock puppets!
you want to change your socks and keep them dry, keep your feet dry. And if you're thinking 2 people walking constantly, you want to have socks to change out with, especially for that other person if they're not wearing wool socks. The other thing is you can use these as hand warmers. If you don't have gloves for your kids or your wife, you can keep those in there. If you're carrying more stuff, I would highly suggest maybe packing warmer clothes, especially since we're going into the winter months. In the summer months, you probably don't need as much. A couple of socks would be just fine. Then for ammo, I'm carrying one spare mag that's already loaded, so 15 rounds for my Glock 19. I'm carrying 50 rounds of box ammo. That is just to reload the 2 mags that I would have with me. I don't see myself needing any more ammo than that. If I need more ammo than that for my pistol, I'm in a pretty bad situation. I probably just need to work on getting away from people at that point. So that's that. Next, I have a pair of trauma shears. I like having trauma shears around. They're useful for a lot of things. I have a Leatherman tool. This is just to be able to have a knife and have a pliers and anything else that I need in here for that. Then I am carrying 3 flashlights. I have 2 pen lights, one white, one red, and one headlamp that does white and red. Make sure you check your batteries regularly. Even when I went to make this video, I realized that my headlamp is out of batteries and I need to change those. So make sure you're checking your batteries. Maybe carry a few spare batteries with you for your lights. Other than that, I'm also carrying dude wipes. If you've never had kids or spending a few days wiping your butt with leaves, you're gonna wanna have some dude wipes on you. Just keep yourself clean. That is the best way to get chafing, and you don't want that. I promise you, you don't want that if you're moving over a few days.
Hold on, spicy meat. Yeah, boy.
Carry some dude wipes with you. Other than that, that is about everything I carry in this pack. It may seem like a lot, or maybe it doesn't seem like enough. However, this is what I need in my pack to keep me and my family moving for just a few days to get back to our primary location. It could probably push a little bit longer than that if I had to, but this is that specifically. Don't take what I've just built and what I've just shown you and go and replicate it. Go through the needs of your family and what you're thinking you need to do for your family. All right, now for a few honorable mentions. I would say you should probably have some kind of radio or a way to communicate, especially if you're trying to get home to your family. Having a way to communicate with them could be great. Other things, whatever else you want to put in your pack for your specific location or your situation that you're in right now would be great. Build the bag to fit you and fit your family as much as you can. A few things that I would not put and a few things that you don't see in my bag: you don't see night vision, you don't see a helmet, you don't see body armor, you don't see a battle rifle, you don't see a chest rig, you don't see any of these things for a very specific reason, and that is if somebody was to break into my car and steal my bag, it would not hurt me that much. It would probably cost me $1,000 to fix everything that I have in that bag. If I put my night vision in there or put a battle rifle, those are additional considerations, and I don't want to have to be taking this bag in and out with me every single day when I go to get in and out of my car. A few other considerations you want to think about. When you are leaving this thing in your car, you want to make sure that it's not in plain sight. You want to make sure you cover it with something, hide it a little bit, maybe throw a baby blanket or something on it so that it's not seen. Or even I've seen people taking trash, putting it into little webbing and then throwing that over it so it looks like just a trash pile in the back of your car. Get creative with it, figure out what works for you. The important thing is have this stuff with you so that you can be ready no matter what happens or what you run into with anyone in your family. And with that, guys, thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you taking your time out of your day to watch this. If you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe and like this video. It really helps out the channel, and we are taking off right now, and I really appreciate everybody who's subscribing. So thanks for watching the channel, guys. I hope I see you in the next one. If you've ever been left by the side of the road because your car broke down, if you've been left on the side of the road because a part on your car broke down, if you've ever been left by the side of the road because something with your car that you knew was bad, but